for this?
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Donna Sports Show, brought to you by my great friends and sponsors, of course, Primerica Investments with my nephew, Mike Figarelli, a great guy, a great company. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that in the show. J.D. Muggs with 33 great beers. Man, what a place to go into. You can get the He-Man burger. J.D. Muggs, go in there and see Dean, my friend. He'll buy you a beer. Give him a call. Stop in. They're at 437 at Addison Road in the great town of Addison. Ozzy's the world's best sub at Wolf and Grand. Stop in and get a sub sandwich. They're delicious. You cannot beat them. Wayne H. O'Brien. The H stands for houses and hockey. He loves hockey, and he loves to sell real estate. We'll hear from Wayne a little later on. Fox Bowl out in Wheaton, Illinois, a great place to learn about bowling. They teach bowling there, a great place, a nice atmosphere for bowling. We perhaps might get a call from Jeff on our league that we're in at Stardust Bowl, the Donna Sports bowling team, a great team with my nephew Pete on the team, Matt Coranta's on the team, Brad Mayer's on the team, and Gene Shrilla, my son Don Jr. once in a while, and and Jeff Trusco. What a great team. We bowl on Thursday nights at Stardust. And the golf courses of the Forest Preserve District of DuPage County. Yep, they have 3 courses, Green Meadows and Maple Meadows and Oak Meadows. We'll be golfing here in another month or so. Keep that in mind. Get out there to play golf at those great courses. I know I'll be out there. And Auto Advantage of Addison, because in case your car needs a little work, stop in and see Dominic there at Auto Advantage of Addison on Lake Street. The date is February 6, 2003. And, we're going to talk a lot of stuff here, of course, Super Bowl, the Bulls, the Bears, high school football, high school basketball, and a lot of subject. And, speaking of the Super Bowl, John DeVita here, my great friend who works on the board, because we're here at John DeVita's Broadcast Center on the northwest side, of course, Windy City Hometown Entertainment Network, www.windycityhometown.com. My call-in number is 708-452-5114. But, John, what I meant to be an electrician, as you are, I know the lights went out, but how could that power failure come about, and how did they get it restored? They called ComEd down there, or what went on? Can you explain that?
Probably what had happened, Don. I didn't watch the game because I'm not a football game. In fact, I was down here working on some shows.
Yeah.
But anyways, from what I understand, the circuits were probably overloaded. So if they have too many lights, of course they want to make the stadium as bright as they possibly can for television and for the players and all that.
Yeah.
They probably overloaded the circuits.
See. All right.
Now, in other words, just like in your home, let's say you have a toaster oven, a coffee pot, you turn on your toaster. All right, that draws so many amps, and the circuit breaker can only take so many amps. Like you got 15 and 20 amp circuit breakers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you're using a 20 amp circuit breaker and you're pulling 40 amps, you're going to pop the breaker.
Uh-huh.
And that's probably what happened over there. Plus, they said that some of the wiring was old. It was put in when the stadium was first built, probably many years ago.
Uh-huh.
And there is some wear and tear. I mean, if wires get too hot, they have a tendency of breaking down.
Uh-huh.
And that's probably what had happened out there.
They didn't lose all the lights, so there were some lights that were still on.
Because they probably have the stadium on one set of circuits breakers and the other side on another circuit breaker.
Uh-huh.
Just like right here in this studio right here, Don. The lights over your head are on one circuit in my panel in the back here.
Okay.
All this broadcast equipment here in this room here is on another circuit.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't overload the circuits so like that when these lights are as bright as they are, or
Yeah.
all the equipment that's on in here, I don't pop a circuit breaker. So I have everything broken up into several different circuits. Each wall here, this wall, and the one behind me, that's all on a separate circuit.
Yeah.
This way I don't overload anything. The breaker won't pop.
Okay, now when the breaker pops, which it did there evidently,
Right.
well, they don't have time to bring in new wires or new stuff. How do they get it power up again?
Well, they probably had they reset the breaker after the breaker cools down for a couple of minutes. Then they can turn it back on. But what they probably did, they probably eliminated some lighting or some equipment on that particular circuit.
No, I get it. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's not so much of a load on it then.
That's absolutely correct.
Maybe the
yes.
outside lights or something
Yeah,
they
yeah.
shut off or
Yeah,
temporary till the game got.
Like I said, normally they would probably add more lighting because of television. They have to have so much lighting for television, probably for the players, just safety reasons. They might have more lights, and this could have popped the breaker because they had too much on the circuit.
Okay, now are they going to bring in more circuits? In the future, would you think to not have that happen again?
Well, what is the chances of them having another Super Bowl?
Yeah, well, every 8 years.
Everybody right now is cutting expenses, cutting money. So if they don't have to do it, they're not going to do it, unless if it's unless the electrical inspector comes out there and say, "Hey, these wires are in real bad shape."
Could cause a fire.
Cause a fire, and also would have to be replaced.
Oh, okay.
All
right. There's your explanation of what happened down there. Too much on one circuit, like John says, and maybe a little stress on the wires are getting older and so on. So probably in the future, though, they'll have to rewire it, Johnny.
Oh yeah, more than likely. Like I said,
because they'll have the Super Bowl there again. They go all over, but it'll be there maybe in 8 years, 7 years.
I guarantee you one thing, Don. And I can almost put $1,000 bet on this, that wherever the Super Bowl is going to be next year, that's all going to be inspected and make sure that this doesn't happen again. Because I think this is the first time this happened, that they lost their power at a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
I think that made history, But wherever the Super Bowl is going to be next year, believe me, they're going to make darn sure that the wiring and the circuits and everything is right up to present day standards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it'll be in New York. Well, that's going to be interesting, John. It's going to be in New York next year, outdoor stadium. I wonder about that. It's going to be, it's cold in New York, but that's where it's going. It's going to be in New York next year, Super Bowl. So I don't know how they're going to. Prepare for that. It could be 5 below zero. It could be, but why they had it and why they're going to do that remains to be seen. But I suppose New York said, hey, why don't you guys come to here? It won't be that cold in February or, so that's where it's going to be in New York next year. But how about that Super Bowl, huh? Wasn't it great? At first I thought, oh man, they're going to get blown out. The 49ers looked bad at the first quarter. I said, it's going to be a 45-10 game, where it's not even interesting somewhat, on your team, of course. If you're a fan of that particular team, yeah, that's pretty. But if you're not, you just want to see a good game. But it just really turned out great after it was a 21-3 lead in the second quarter for Baltimore. And I said, that's going to be over with. But, boy, didn't the 49ers come back? Kaepernick, he almost pulled off a comeback. And it was a good game, I thought. Only, what was the final? Only a 3-point difference there. A 34-31 in favor of Baltimore. So you guys out there in Baltimore, give me a call at 630-530-7061 if you want to brag about the game. Out in Frisco, the show goes out there because we're on Comcast podcast. It goes all over the world, right, John? All you got to do is key in www.hometown city. No, wait a minute.
www.windycityhometown.com.
Well, that's right. Windy City. You got to get that at windycity.com. And you can hear this great show. We'll that wasn't it great? The two brothers. Boy, I wonder if that'll ever happen again. It might, but boy, the Harbaugh brothers against each other. I wonder what the parents. Who do you pull for? They had to be neutral. They couldn't pull for one or the other. They had to stay neutral in that game. But it was a good game. One of the most watched. I think third all time most watched. Super Bowl. That's what they said, But it was good. Of course, our Bears weren't in it. Maybe next year the Bears will get in it. Got a new coach coming in. Hopefully he turns things around. I will give Cutler one more year. We got a new coach now. Okay, he's always complaining. Well, this guy I don't like the plays that this guy calls, and that Cutler to me a little bit of a crybaby, but maybe this new coach will he'll install plays that Cutler likes, and the Bears keep winning. Then again, it all depends on their schedule too. Last year at the beginning their schedule was easy, the first 7 games. That's why they were 6-1, but then the last 5 or 6 games against teams that were pretty good, all over 500 teams and playoff team perhaps, and then they start losing, you see. So the schedule makes a big difference, but maybe they learned something from last year, and it's going to be different this year. But we'll talk, that's about it for football, because, we're into baseball now. The Bulls are playing. How about the Blackhawks, huh? How about the Blackhawks? They won last night, 5-3. Was a late game, but I stayed up and watched it. And 5-3, the Hawks. Wouldn't that be great? They got a shortened season, so there's a game almost every other week. So every other night. You could watch the Bulls or the Bears or the Blackhawks almost every night. All right, we'll take a fast break here, and we'll be right back soon. Hey everybody, welcome back. I'd like you to go over to Addison Advantage of Addison, a car care center. Why? Because they have a free inspection for your brakes, your exhaust, your struts, your shaft, ball joints, radiators, water pumps, timing belts, tires, wheel bearing. You realize there are that many things that would be done on a car?
Hey, it's all called preventive maintenance, right?
That's absolutely right. Yeah, it's absolutely right.
You can't be too safe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, get in there but if you do need some things, there's a $20 bonus voucher for any service over $250, which that save you $20, and a $5 bonus voucher. I keep saying voucher. $5 off any service over $30. That'd be easy to do. An oil change would be that. You'd get $5 off. They're located at 885 Lake Street in Addison. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 6. On Saturday from 8 to 3, give Dominic or Leon a call at 630-543-1397. All right, that's Auto Advantage of Addison, Car Care Center, great guys. They have best warranty around and the longest warranty around. Brakes $70 off on a brake job with a 4-wheel lifetime warranty. Can you imagine that? And a 1-year warranty on all labor that they do. All work comes with a warranty. So if you need your oil change, you need transmission, you need flush or front end work, fuel pumps, whatever you could think of on your car, go over to Addison Advantage of Addison at 885 Lake Street in Addison. Call Dominic or Leon, 630-543-1397. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Don Figuarelli here, the Don of Sports here. And on the line with me now is Wayne H. O'Brien. The H stands for Hockey and Houses. Hello, Wayne.
Hi there.
Hi, Wayne. Hey, Wayne, boy, I was just glanced at the National Hockey League standings, and, around here we know the Blackhawks are doing so good. They're in first place. Blackhawks, won 8, lost none so far, all right? Then I glanced down. I said, let me see in the Eastern Conference, and lo and behold, Boston, who is your favorite team, they're in first place.
Yeah, well, that's not unusual. It's early in the season, too.
Well, yeah, but it's going to be a short season,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like I was saying before, you could almost watch a game every other night on TV, And Boston has won 6, only lost 1. Wow.
I wasn't at home last night, but my son told me that there was three games on last night on television.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'll tell you, it's going to be a good season. Well, it's short. In a way, it's good, They ought to shorten the baseball season. They ought to shorten these seasons. They run so darn long,
Yeah, right.
Yeah, even basketball. They won't be over till the middle of June, which is ridiculous to me. But it's all money, I guess they got to fill these stadiums, Wayne, But they don't have to be that. Yeah, they don't have to be that long, That's why these some of these franchises go out. It's so long they can't maintain, the attendance for that long period of time.
Yeah.
Oh man, but Wayne, I'm going to read you something here. I like to try to stump all you expert guys, And I'm going to read. I'm going to see if you know who I'm talking about right here. Okay.
Yeah.
And anytime you figure it out, just say, "Oh, it's so and so." All right. Now this guy, his active years were from 1942 to 1960. Now we're talking hockey. All right.
Okay.
He was a Hart Trophy winner. He made the first All-Star team in 1944. Let's see, what else? He's in the Hockey Hall of Fame. Now, he was born in Montreal, which most of all those hockey players are. And most all of them are born up in that way, right? He grew up in the hockey intense French section of that city. All right? Let's see. He became the first town's greatest star and its most fiery competitor. Can you want to give me a guess so far, or should I keep going?
No, you don't have to keep going because I have no idea.
You have no idea who this is?
He played up to 1960?
Yeah, right. All right, well, hold on. I'll give you a few more things. He joined the team in 1942. Although a left-handed shooter, he was positioned at right wing, where he became part of a trio known as the Punch Line for its scoring proficiency.
I didn't even watch hockey till late 60s.
Well, all right. But if you're a hockey fan, you know about this guy. He's one of the best of all time. He dropped the playoff opener to run. Then in the second game at the Forum, after he scored his first period, the blank. If I give you the guy his nickname, I know you're going to get it.
That's possible.
Yeah, he scored 3 goals in one period,
Guess in Montreal?
Yeah, he played for Montreal a long, long time.
Way back then, they was the only one. Well, there was only 6 teams.
That's right.
And they started breaking all the records from then on.
Yeah.
Players.
That's right. He became the first player in National Hockey to score 50 goals. The first one. Then Bobby Hall and a lot of them guys came after that. But he did it. He was the first one to do it.
I can't think of the guy's name right now, but did he have a hockey school for your well-known hockey school?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I'm gonna give you his nickname. Okay.
Yeah.
The Rocket.
Oh. Richard.
That's right.
Richard.
That's right. I knew you'd know it. Being a hockey fan, like you are, and that guy was tremendous. I don't think I saw him play 1960. They didn't televise too much hockey down here, back then, But Maurice the Rocket Richard, right?
Right. I was thinking of I can't think of his name right now, but he had a hockey school for years, and he's well known to have it, that if you made it through his school, you were good.
Is that right? Well, maybe that was Boom Boom Jeffrion or something.
No, it wasn't Boom Boom Jeffrion.
It wasn't.
Reggie Fleming. It wasn't.
Yeah, guys like that. Uh-huh.
I'll have to talk to you later on that, because I just cannot think of his name, because he was well known.
Yeah, unless it was Gordie Howe or somebody like that too,
No, it wasn't Gordie Howe, but he was also phenomenal.
Yeah, right. But I knew you would get this guy. He was quite the first really big superstar.
Yeah.
Maurice the Rocket Richard.
The Pocket Rocket.
Yeah.
It's actually what he was called.
I think I seen him play once at the stadium. At the old stadium, Wayne. The old stadium. You could go down there, and they weren't sold out. You know what I mean? They'd have maybe 5,000-6,000 people. For the Blackhawks, and we'd get way up there in heaven. Up there, it was way up. The seats were like $2 or something.
Yeah.
And you could sit way up as high as you could go. And I do that once in a while with my buddy Jack. We watch game, but it wasn't big like it is now.
Yeah, I know that place would rock, man.
Yeah, the old stadium. And that's where I may have seen Richard. They probably played. I remember the Canadians, not the Canadians, the Toronto. What's the nickname of the Toronto team? Toronto. Huh?
Maple
Leafs. Oh yeah, Maple Leafs, right? Thanks, Johnny. Yeah, I know I saw them a couple times, but and that's when they had Bobby Hull and Mozienko and guys like that,
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens this year. Short season, you got to play a lot of games, But it'll be good. It's short. It'll be over before you know it. They'll be
playing 48 games.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's see here. The who the heck did the Boston play last? I don't have a score here, but for Boston, but they didn't play. I'm looking at the last night. Evidently, they didn't play. But what about the Super Bowl? That was good. Did you get a chance to watch that for a little bit?
On and off for a little bit. I wasn't. That wasn't my basic duty for that day.
Yeah.
I actually had some real estate stuff to take care of.
That's
paperwork and phone calls and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Hey, that's your business. It's part of your business, I know.
Yeah.
Give them that website number again, Wayne.
The phone number or the web?
Yeah, the phone number.
Phone number is 630-235-5880.
All right. And they say the market's coming back a little bit,
Oh, yeah.
Which hopefully is, get back to what it was. But now's a good time to rehab, aren't you? Didn't you and your son doing some rehab stuff?
Yeah, he's doing new construction, too.
Oh, that's good. Well, if that picks up, we're on our way to recovery, I would think.
Slowly. It's going to be a while longer.
Yeah, well, we'll get there. All right, Wayne.
Right.
Wayne, thanks a lot for the call, buddy. And
Thank you.
Get back to work there, and we'll talk to you next week. All right.
All right. Bye.
All right. Take care.
Thanks.
Wayne H. O'Brien, a great guy, loves hockey, and he loves to fly. He's a pilot too. He's a real estate guy. Take a picture of your house from the air. All right, Johnny. We'll take a fast break and be right back.
Hi, everybody. The Donna Sports here. Hey, you guys, it's time to get out and golf. The DuPage County Forest Preserve courses are open. Maple Meadows at 272 It's a links type course that is in great shape and no trees to hit. That's what a links type course is, not many trees. Oak Meadows at 900 North Wooddale Road in Addison is a traditional course with trees, beautiful flowers, and not many sand traps. And the price is reasonable. And get this, it has the longest bar in DuPage County for the 19th hole. And Green Meadows on 63rd and Westmont, a shorter course that is in great shape also. All of these courses are waiting for you at reasonable prices. Call Oak Meadows at 630-595-0071 and make your tee time.
America is one of the largest financial services marketing organizations in the nation, with approximately 95,000 licensed independent representatives. Primerica is an industry leader in financial services. I'm Mike Figarelli, an independent representative and senior vice president in the Bensonville area, and the company's goal is to help ordinary families prepare for their financial futures. We've shown many local families how to do just that, and we are prepared to grow locally by providing people with financial solutions as well as a great business opportunity. As an independent representative with Primerica, you can build a business of your own, part-time or full-time. To learn more about the Primerica business opportunity, call me, Mike Figarelli, at 630-860-0033. Again, that's 630-860-0033.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Hi, everybody, and welcome back. Of course, we're on the channel here of, let's see, www.windycityhometown.com. Call-in number 708-453-5114 or 630-530-7061 if you want to be on the air next week. You know, we're broadcasting now, but the show will be heard in a couple of days. On the line with me now is my good friend, Tom Michael, All-American. Hello, Tom.
Hey, how are you, Don?
All right. Tommy, how about that Super Bowl, huh?
It was a great game, and I think that it's a shame that they didn't use the clock properly, San Francisco, because they could have gotten a couple more plays in, I think, you know?
Yeah, you're right. And then they claimed they had a bad call there at the end, but... that happens, though, Tom. You gotta overcome that.
Exactly, and that might have been the fault of the receiver because he ran into him pretty much where he should have, kind of dodged a little bit.
Yeah, try to avoid him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Tommy. Now, Tommy, tell the folks, you played up in Milwaukee, right, high school, and then you went to Marquette, did you? I mean, I know you did, but
right.
When did Marquette drop football?
In the 60s, the last great ball player that came out of Marquette that played in the pros was Andre, who played for the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, is that right? Yeah.
Yes.
What league? What league? Marquette is not that big of a school, right? I mean, what league were they in?
At that time, played the top teams. We played Wisconsin.
Oh, you did.
We played West Virginia.
Wow.
But then again, we played schools that dropped football. Santa Clara.
Oh, yeah.
Detroit, which was a Jesuit institution.
Oh, okay.
So every year we played Wisconsin, and heck, they had Ellen Amici at the time I was there.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Marquette, I don't know, maybe 20,000 students, maybe.
Yeah, at that time, correct. And we also, when we played West Virginia, they ended up about third in the country with a quarterback by the name of Wyatt.
Oh, is that right? Uh-huh.
Yeah, so we had some good teams to play. It wasn't, of course, some of them like Santa Clara and Detroit and some of the Catholic institutions like Marquette eventually dropped football.
Well, yeah, it's expensive.
And don't forget, in 1936, they were in the Sugar Bowl and played, I think it was either Southern or Texas Christian.
Who, Marquette was?
Yep.
Is that right? Boy,
yeah.
When, 1936?
Yes.
Well, that's the Sugar Bowl. there's a great trivia question there, Tom. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
I bet no one would get that, or you wouldn't, because they dropped football, so they're not known as but they were in the Sugar Bowl in 1936. Yes. And who did they play against?
I believe it was Texas Christians. I can check it out though.
Oh, yeah, okay. Texas Christian. Is that the 12th man? No, Texas TCU.
No, Texas A&M is the 12th man.
Yeah, we talked about that last time. But
right.
You know what, Tommy? My son John's a great collector, of different things and so on.
Right.
And he likes to do that. He said, "Here, Dad," he gave me this book the other day, and I said, "All right, it's really." When I see, I'll show it to you. It's the front page says "How to Star in Football." And
oh, really?
yeah. They got the guy throwing a pass. No face mask, Tommy.
Right.
An old leather helmet like you and I used.
Yes.
And the guy's number is 93, throwing a pass. You know what I mean? That's a lineman.
Oh, exactly. Today it is. Yeah.
Yeah, and the printing date is 1963. And,
wow.
1963. How to Star in Football by Herman Massa. And I love the. Well, like I say, when I see you, I'll show you the different pictures.
Yeah. I say things too. Recently, Stan Musial died.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
I have a book signed by him and a personal letter signed by him.
Is that right? Well, old Stan the Man,
Yeah.
I think he still has several records,
Oh yes, he was in several World Series. His batting average is pretty high.
Yeah.
He was a great gentleman and just a terrific individual.
Yeah.
Never got the accolades because that was the most Western team in baseball in those years.
Did he stay with St. Louis his whole career?
Absolutely.
Wow. See, that's great. His whole career was in St. Louis. I'm sure they have a statue of him down there, right?
Right. And also, he had the same amount of hits against a left-handed pitcher and a right-handed pitcher.
Is that right?
Yeah. It was like 1,700 and some hits on each side of the plate, which is really a tribute because usually a left-hander doesn't do that well against a left-hander.
Right, yeah, it's coming from his side there, you're right. And but he had the same amount of hits either way. It didn't matter who was pitching, right? Righty or lefty. Oh, God. Well, it'll be good to see baseball start here pretty soon.
Oh, yeah, now that football's gone,
Yeah, it was a pretty good season, and hockey season shortened. Don't you think that the baseball season should be shortened a little, Tom? Well, of course, actually, go ahead.
I think basketball, baseball, and hockey ought to be shortened.
Yeah. Well,
they're overlapping, and of course, hockey is shortened this year because
of the strike,
the walkout.
Yeah, right.
But it goes too far into the summer, and baseball should be a stop too. Heck, if you had to play the World Series in Chicago, in October, you could have snow.
Right. Didn't it? Wasn't it? Yeah. As a matter, it was real cold this year too. Went way on into actually the middle of November, didn't it? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it was very cold. Why they do that? Well, it's all money, Tom. Right? The more games, the more money.
Yeah. The interesting thing is the last Super Bowl winners. Okay.
Yeah.
They played Philadelphia's home opener. And everyone who played Philadelphia's home opener, Packers, Saints, Giants, and Baltimore, won the Super Bowl that year.
Is that? Well, I hope the Bears schedule Philadelphia.
Well, you know what? The Bears do have Philadelphia scheduled, but I don't know if it's going to be their home opener.
Wouldn't that be nice, huh?
That would be something.
Yeah. What do you think of this new Bears coach? You think it's going to make a difference?
I like him. It'll make a difference in a few years. They're old on defense, and they got to get a tight end and some linemen. Mm-hmm. But I think for the future, and it may not be next year, they just have trouble beating the Packers. They do well on some things, but they have to, get a tight end especially.
Yeah. Well, they had one a year or so ago, and they traded him for some reason. Olsen, I think.
and he became very valuable.
Yeah, and why they traded him? He didn't.
I think he wasn't a blocker like they wanted.
Well, yeah, but gee whiz, sometimes you got to sacrifice one thing for another.
Exactly, especially if it's an offensive league. And the only thing that worries me about pro football, if these lawsuits become immense. What's going to happen? You'll have flag football in 20 years, the way it's looking.
No more tackling, huh? Well, Tom, when we were playing, me anyway, I'm a little older than you, we were taught to tackle the guy around his legs, to tackle the man, not to run into him as hard as you can.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because if you ran into him real hard, which happened,
he bounces off.
He bounces off, right?
Yeah. Remember the two guys that hit the end for Frisco? They each hit him on each side, and he stood up and he ran into the end zone.
Right, because they didn't tackle him properly.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll be darned. Well, I don't know if they've got to do something. These hits right to the head, which they're trying to curtail it a little bit, Tom. But
it's pretty hard for some of the people. I mean, you had two people commit suicide. And it's directly, to the head injuries.
Yeah. They've just got to stop that completely. You tackle them. You cannot go for. Yeah, exactly. All right, Tommy, give us a little info on your curling that you've been doing, and how you doing with that? How's Lori doing? And
Lori's doing well. In fact, she's going to some meetings next week, and then she's got a couple of tournaments she's going into, and then we have one in March that we go to downstate. Remember, I used to call you from there?
Yeah, right. Yeah, in the middle of where was it? Near Springfield or something?
Well, near Starved Rock.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, so you guys are having fun with that, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a great organization. Give them all my best, will you?
I certainly will.
All right, Tom. Thanks a lot for the call. Really appreciate it.
Okay, say hi to John for me.
Yes, I will. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Big Tom Michael, guy was great, All-American in high school, and played a little semi-pro ball. Just my ex-partner on the radio, the Donna Sports, and the big guy, just a wonderful person. He'd give his time to donate his time for Santa Claus, and just he's curtailed that a little bit now, but still does a lot of stuff for charity. What do you got on the line now?
I got Jeff, NASCAR Jeff.
Oh, NASCAR Jeff? Yeah. Hey, NASCAR Jeff.
Vroom, vroom. How are you?
Hey, how are you, guy?
I'm doing okay.
Good. Did you like that Super Bowl?
Yeah, it was good, but I thought there was some, it was bizarre. I'll just say it was bizarre.
What do you mean, Jeff?
Well, it's kind of ironic. I think, San Francisco has been in a couple of games where things like that happen to them, and it, the lights go off and stuff, and all of a sudden the momentum change, and, that's just bizarre. It's kind of crazy, but I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was a good game. I liked it.
Yeah. At first I thought, that's going to be a boring game. It's going to be a blowout, And then it was exciting to see the 49ers come back like they did,
Oh, yeah. Well, I kind of figured they would. I just was, they were day late and a dollar short. But there was a couple of plays that they called and a couple of penalties, and they should have won that game. But, it was so close, who knows?
Yeah, right. Well, in a way, Baltimore, Frisco's won so many of them, and Super Bowls, and it was good. I like Joe. I like Flacco. I like that quarterback that they, Joe. He played so well, right? He became most valuable player.
Yeah, but you know what, Don? Think about this, though. How many quarterbacks have been most valuable player in the last couple of years? So, I mean, if you're a quarterback and you do that, it's kind of a given. So.
Yeah, well, you're right there, dude, because you control everything just about.
Yep.
You just everything. It starts with you and so on, and it'll end with you probably. So you're right. They get all the attention. You never see a lineman get most valuable player, huh?
Nope. But NASCAR season is starting up, gearing up, and I don't know if anybody's got Speed Channel or have been watching the TV, but they've already had a few races. It's not NASCAR, but they've had Ferraris and Lamborghinis racing, and just a couple weeks ago it was the 24 Hours of Daytona, and that's basically, it had drivers from every aspect of racing in the country and the world.
Yeah.
You guys that were Formula One, NASCAR, IndyCar, road rally, off-road, you name it, motorcycle guys, and they were still. To me, it was really. I kind of like those a little bit better because it gives you a better mix, and it's man and machine basically against the elements because you're racing for 24 hours.
Oh man!
And you're looking at. I think most teams had 4 drivers. And you're switching them out throughout the 24-hour period, but you also, it kind of tells you about the reliability of the machine you're driving, too, because if you can race that fast for that long, and it, most of the time they would, withstand the punishment and the grueling fast speeds.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. So, of course, then Chip Ganassi's team won it again.
Oh, they did.
I think he came in first and second. But, people like Juan Montoya, Pablo Montoya Racing, another NASCAR guy. Then you have, there's a whole bunch of people that were involved in that. And they actually had 2 groups of racing last year. Then now they're putting them into one. NASCAR bought the Grand Am Series, and now they're putting them into Grand Le Mans Series, so which is going to make things better. I think people will enjoy it more.
Yeah.
There's a lot of changes going down in NASCAR this year. They've got different cars. They're actually going to have the Camaro going against the Ford Focus. And Toyota, I think, is coming out with a different model. So, and they've been testing, and it sounds like it might be an interesting race come Daytona. I don't know if they're going to be able to push each other down the road because the front is lower than the front ends of the Chevys are lower than the back ends of the Ford, so they've had some problems with that, but that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
A lot of driver changes going on. Next week's the start of Speed Weeks. The race, I think, is a weekend after next. But
what, Daytona?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
They have qualifying races, and they have a whole shebang going on for a couple of weeks in, I think in about next week's when they start Speed Weeks, which means a lot of celebration, a lot of that stuff oriented around that. It's kind of like the Super Bowl.
Yeah, okay. So
if everybody, if anybody's involved in any kind of racing and wants more info, they can, can always email me or something online. But I'm trying to keep my head above water with trying to keep track of all this stuff coming down the line. There's a lot of changes going on in racing field, and they're trying to figure out a way to get fans back into it. I know there's probably not a lot of people who watch your show or listen to racing in Chicagoland, but it's not just, it's in all the sports, actually. Football, basketball, baseball, racing, hockey, whatever. People are not going to the games and going to the functions as like they used to because the money costs so much money. So everybody's trying to figure out ways to cut the costs and do things to make things more affordable for everybody. So should be interesting.
Well, like in Joliet, when they go there to speed, right? They have several races there, don't they? NASCAR comes up for their race in Joliet, that speedway there.
Yeah, that comes in September. That's usually the start of the chase. I believe it's like the second week. That's usually when the last 10 races of the season will start, and they start the chase off, which is kind of a nice thing to start off in Chicago. Last year I was there, it got rained out, and had to wait there for the next day, so I had to drive all the way back to Geneva and back down to Joliet again the next day. So
did you? Oh, man. Yeah, it's a little bit of a track. But,
there's tracks all around the Midwest that people can go watch racing, too. I mean, Joliet has things go on all the time, and if you're a computer guru or, you could check out places, usually online, and different kinds of events that are going on. Sycamore is out by me. They start, I believe, in May. They've got Grundy County, which is kind of down by, Joliet down there, and Ileana, and there's a whole bunch of places within driving range of Chicago, and
that's right.
Actually, the local tracks are fun. They're kind of like going to a Kane County Cougars or Schaumburg Flyers or whatever they call them now.
Yeah.
You know, it's fun. Go down there with the kids. You know, it's not very expensive.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. How much? $10 a seat? 12, 50?
Yeah, it's something around there. You know, it's about comparable to what the Cougars charge for theirs. In fact, you know, it's just, I always tell people go start looking at the young guys because that's where all these big racers came from.
Right. Now, when you go to Sycamore, you don't have to buy tickets in advance, do you, Jeff? You can just go there and general admission, right?
Exactly. And, you know, I've had no problems just driving there. So, I mean, it's like, you know, maybe a half an hour from my house, if that.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's fun, especially when they have the weekend races at night. They'll have the spectator racing, and, I mean, and it's just the Demolition Derby. Everybody loves those. You
Yeah,
know,
right.
All the fairs, but
yeah. You know,
you want to see it in a bigger way, go see this. And I think, you know, the promoters do a pretty good job with what the limited amount of funds they do. So there's a lot of volunteers that work there.
Yeah.
You know, so I always say go support the little guys as well as the big guys.
Right. You know, Jeff, a friend, well, I didn't know him, but my brother-in-law went to school with him, Fred Lorenzen. I don't know if that name sounds familiar to you.
Yes, sir.
Freddie Lorenzen. They're having a memorial for him over in Elmhurst. Not a memorial, but he's in a home now. Rehab home, for an elderly person. He's probably close to 80. But anyway, they having a kind of a tribute to him with all his trophies and things like that. And I'll let you know. Maybe you could drive in and go to it.
I might do that, but definitely call me or send me an email.
Then I
post it on my Facebook page. I think who knows? Maybe I don't know how many races. I don't remember, but he may end up in the Hall of Fame. I mean,
yeah, he's one of the pioneers.
Right.
And then coming from Elmhurst, Illinois, that was unheard of back then. You know what I mean? It's all.
Well, there's a lot of guys that grew up in the Midwest. Tony Stewart, for one, he's one of the top-notch drivers there is out there. And
is he?
He could drive Formula One. He's done that. He's won an IndyCar. So doing NASCAR, he does a lot of those short track. His big thing is he actually got the trucks to race. Now NASCAR will be racing the Camping World trucks on dirt tracks this year. It will be over where he has his Eldora Raceway in Ohio.
Oh, is that where he's from? Ohio?
And it's been he's from Indianapolis, but
okay.
But he does when he's not racing in the week. See, a lot of these guys race throughout the week too. Yeah. A lot of people don't know that when they're not doing corporate sponsored stuff.
Right.
They're out racing dirt cars on dirt tracks on the local tracks.
Hey, Jack, give me your email, okay? And I'll have my brother-in-law send you the information on that, and then maybe we can get together. If you come to Elmhurst, I can meet you, and because it's this display or whatever it is, I think is going to run for a couple of weeks, So.
Well, I'd love to do an interview with him. I'm doing podcasting.
Yeah.
So I would love to get an interview and put it on my Facebook page and get people involved in it.
We'll see.
I'm trying to start up a group that's for old retired race car drivers that need help. So
yeah,
they just started doing it this year. Hopefully it'll go somewhere. But I'll throw my email address out there. It's the House Wizard at SBCglobal.net.
Wait, you're going too fast. Wait, you're going too fast. House Wizard, WIZZARD, right?
Yep.
Okay, House Wizard at what?
SBCglobal.net.
SBCglobal.net. All right. Like I say, we'll send you some stuff on that thing, and then for Eddie, for Freddie Lorenzen. Okay, Jeff?
Oh yeah, and just so people know, I'm on Facebook. And my group's name is the Flying Dutchman.
All right. Jeff, thanks an awful lot. All right, we'll keep in touch, huh, buddy?
All right.
Thank you again for the call. Really appreciate it.
All right, we'll talk to you later.
All right, take
Bye.
care. Bye-bye. All right, folks, stay with us. We'll be right back. All right. Yeah, I can hear now, but...
Hey, folks, if you get a chance, get over to J.D. Muggs Bar and Grill, located at 437 North Addison Road in Addison, Illinois. 33 different kinds of beer. Can you imagine that? It's the home of the He-Man Burger, and baby, that is a He-Man Burger. Wait till you see the size of that burger. Chicken Caesar salad, which is one of my favorites. It's a friendly atmosphere. There's karaoke on Wednesday night and a great DJ on Fridays. Call Dean at 630-833-2570.
Hi, my name is Tom Sims. I'm the owner of Fox Bowl. We are Fox Bowl Training Center and Pro Shop. We set ourselves apart because we emphasize instructions. We have a full-time bowling instructor, Greg Zika. We have instant replay, videotape each bowler. Another program that we have is our Youth Bowling, USA Bowling. It's an 8-week program, after-school type of thing. It's 8 weeks for $88 with instructions, and every child gets a free bowling ball, a $75 value. And thank you from Fox Bowl.
Y'all ready for this? Welcome back. On Sports here. On the line with my great friend Jack Red Ryan. Hello, Jack. Hello, Jack.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you today?
Well, I'm going to start writing this stuff down. Yeah.
Well, it's about 28 degrees down there by you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's warm, maybe warmer than that. I'm more than there, Charlie.
We'll
Almost 40.
Wow, is that right? Oh, that's great.
Don't forget we're closer to the equator than you are.
Yeah, I know you're a little farther south. We'll be out playing some golf here. I got to get you out on that golf course one of these days.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, we'll get you out there. I'll drive down there. We'll go play a round or two. Okay.
What's going on?
Yeah, well, we having a good show so far, Jack. We talked to Wayne H. O'Brien, Tom Michael, Super Bowl, curling, little NASCAR. Now we're going to talk to you about football or the Super Bowl and so on.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think about the Super Bowl? Did you enjoy it?
Oh yeah, I did. It was kind of a bad call. Kind of a bad call there.
Uh-huh. Well, yeah, but that's going to happen once in a while.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
I mean,
those supposed to eat
they
it out.
should have had the replacement refs in there. Right? Those guys weren't so bad, right? The replacement.
No.
I mean, they're making them like, a bunch of amateurs, But just that one call, right, with Green Bay where the guy called it a touchdown, not a touchdown, with the replacement refs, But overall, I thought they did a pretty good. These regular refs, they miss calls now, too.
Yeah.
They don't say anything about it. But were you in any pools or anything like that, Jack? Where squares were the scores of the game and that? Did you do that?
I'm sorry, what?
Did you were you in a pool or anything? Where the
No pool.
Oh, okay. Well, we did that with our family, but because we had a big gathering, there was about 30 of us. It was $1 a square, And that makes it interesting, a lot more interesting than just watching it. Because, your team member, when you'd get a sheet, whatever the score was at the end of a quarter, you say, oh, yeah, Aunt Millie won that square,
Yeah, I know, yeah, I know it goes, yeah.
Yeah, that was fun, So we did that. I liked the guy. At first I thought it was going to be a blowout, but it really wasn't, Turned out
that's for sure.
Turned out to be pretty good. What do you got cooking now at St. Rita? Basketball?
Yeah.
Okay. What about? I'm going to read something to you about baseball here, Jack. See if you can answer.
Baseball.
Yeah. See
if I had my way, we'd have the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And we'd go right to opening day the next week. So fortunately, we got that 6 weeks or so in between.
Yeah, you mean for baseball?
1 6, I guess. Huh?
Yeah, right, with baseball?
8 weeks, maybe.
Yeah.
I guess there'll be pitchers and catchers reporting pretty soon, won't it?
Yeah, that'll be pretty soon down there in Florida and Arizona. Who's the guy? Do you know the guy who played professional basketball and professional? What was it that he played? He was with the Knicks, the New York Knicks, and he played. Was it baseball or? I'm trying to think of what he played. Dave DeBuscher. He played. He was a pro in basketball, And then wasn't he a pitcher or something?
I'm sorry, what?
Dave DeBusschere.
Dave DeBusschere, yeah.
Yeah, didn't he? He played pro basketball.
He's pitched with the White Sox, remember?
Didn't he? Yeah, that's what I thought. He was.
And he went to, I think, New York. Who's the New York team in the NBA?
New York Knicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. But he was a pro baseball player, I thought.
He was out of the bullpen as a reliever. He had he had a phenomenal earned run average, you know.
Yeah, that's what
out of the bullpen.
Yeah, Dave DeBusschere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I thought I could stump you on that one. All right. Hey, Jack. Listen, we're running a little short here. I'll keep in touch with you and say hi to the missus, will you?
Oh, will do.
All right. We'll talk to you later.
All right. Your gang too.
Okay, Jack. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. We'll be right back, folks.
Hi, everybody. This is Don Figueroa of Don Sports talking about Wayne Houses O'Brien. For all your real estate needs, call Wayne Houses O'Brien. Yes, the H stands for houses. At 630-235-5880 or visit his website at flyingrealtor@yahoo.com. That's right. He's a pilot. He'll take a picture of your home from the sky. Whether you're buying or selling, call Wayne at 630-235-5880. He has residential, commercial, and investment properties. He is honest, hardworking, and friendly. Those are all the traits you want in a realtor. He loves hockey and he loves to fly. Again, call Wayne Houses O'Brien at 630-235-5880 or visit him on his website at flyingrealtor@yahoo.com.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Don Figueroa here, the Don of Sports. I'm going to read something to you, folks, a book we call it Great Athletes of the 20th Century that my beautiful wife, Julie, gave me. All right? And just this is going to be pretty interesting. I think you'll like this. And let me just start here with Rocky Marciano and active years from 1947 to 1955. Highlights: world champion from 1952 to 1955, a record of 49-0. Wow, 43 knockouts. Judged best heavyweight of all time. He's 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighed 185 pounds. Rocco Francis Marciano was small for a heavyweight, but his punching power was devastating. Initially, the Brockton Bull, that's nickname, a first generation of Italian from New England, had his eye on a baseball career. God, do you like that? But when the Chicago Cubs rejected him in 1946, he turned to professional boxing. I didn't know that. The Cubs gave him a tryout. Having fought amateur bouts in the U.S. Army during World War II, the unskilled Marciano caught the eye of Al Weil, a New York promoter and manager under the tutelage of trainer Charlie Goldman. He learned to box. No one had to teach him how to hit. After a heavy schedule of small-time East Coast fights, he gained the national spotlights by taking on the great former champ Joe Louis. Wow. Louis, badly in need of a purse to pay off his back taxes, he got in trouble with taxes, was knocked out by Marciano in the 8th round. The Rock was sorry because he liked Joe, and he didn't really want to fight him, but they made him do it to send Louis into permanent exile. But he knew that a rising contender usually had to climb over a fallen ex-champ. In other words, Louis was the ex-champ and Rocky was coming up. He promised himself that he would not become his fate. Rocky fought on, eliminating the top contenders in a record 42 victories in a row, all but 5 by knockout. Finally, on September 23, 1952, he met the champ, Jersey Joe Walcott, who was great. For 12 rounds, Walcott gave the contender a vicious body beating, becoming the first to knock the Rock down. But in round 13, Marciano landed a blockbuster and Walcott crumbled. At age 29, Rocky Marciano became the heavyweight champ. Walcott fought Marciano again the following May, but failed to last the first round. 1 or 2 punches, and that was it. Rocky next polished off Roland Lastarza. He twice beat former champ Ezzard Charles, I remember those, and he knocked out British champ Don Cockrell on June 22nd, 1955. He took on aging king of the light heavyweights, Archie Moore. Archie was good, but he was getting old, you know, and Archie was going to give Rocky a fight. Archie Moore in a contest that was a brawl from the opening gong. For only the second time in his career, Rocky was knocked down. But he got up to deck Moore 4 times. I remember seeing it was on pay-per-view, all those fights were. He knocked him down 4 times, finally knocking him out in the 9th round. And poor Archie just shook his head and he was out. 7 months later, Rocky Marciano retired. During his career, though, he fought 49 professional fights. He never lost. An amazing accomplishment. Once he hung up his gloves, he kept the promise he had made to his family and stayed out of the ring. Yes, not to, you know, to keep going on too long, you know, like Joe Louis did, like Muhammad Ali now, you know. He stayed out of the ring. Then on one summer in 1969, he stepped into a private plane to fly home. Yeah, that was a shame. And was killed when it crashed. Stay out of those private small planes. A triumphant Rocky Marciano raised his hand victory after his 3rd title event, a 15-round bout against Ezzard Charles. Wow, there's a great picture of it. That's all in this book of great athletes of the 20th century. If you get a chance, buy it. All right, folks, we'll be right back after a short message.
Hi, everybody. I'm here with Ralph Venturini from Ozzy's, the world's best subs, at Wolf and Grand in Melrose Park. Hi, Ralph. Ralph, tell the folks a little bit about the history of Ozzy's.
Well, I'll tell you what. It started in 1971. It was a little grocery store, and my father decided that it came up for sale, and he decided that he would take advantage and go ahead and buy this little business and take a whirl at it. Mm-hmm. And it was just a tiny little 800 square foot space. And him and my mom ran it, and they learned it. And
all right, give me the ingredients of your great Italian subs.
Well, I'll tell you, the Italian has 3 kinds of meat. We put provolone cheese on it, Italian dressing, lettuce and tomatoes, and if you like, you can add pickles, onions, and peppers, and let me tell you, this sandwich is excellent.
Come on, folks, get out to Ozzy's at Wolf and Grand. Open 24 hours. Give them a call at 847-455-0845.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Don Figuarelli here at the Dawn of Sports. Hope you're enjoying the show. We're going to wrap it up here pretty quick. I'm going to read another article out of the great athletes of the 20th century. I'm going back a little ways, but some of you old-timers will remember Lou Groza from 1946 to 1967. Leader in field goals, leader in scoring, 6 times all-league offensive tackle most seasons with one team. He played tackle also, Lou Groza. Cleveland Browns, second most points after touchdowns, 641. He's in the Professional Football Hall of Fame. One of the oversized Groza boys from Martins Ferry, West Virginia. Louis Ray Lou developed into a great offensive tackle, but is best remembered as the Toe, a tribute to his place-kicking ability. In his 21-year career, spent entirely with the Cleveland Browns. Boy, that's unusual. You don't see that too much anymore. He scored 1,608 points and led the league in field goals 6 times. Although he was acclaimed for his accuracy, the most dramatic moment of his career came as a result of a missed kick. It was back in the 1950 NFL Championship game, having missed an extra point in the first quarter due to a bad snap. See, it wasn't his fault. Groza was called upon in the final second of the game to salvage the grudge match between the Cleveland Browns and the Los Angeles Rams. See, back then it was the Los Angeles Rams. With only seconds left and the Browns trailing by a point, they had the ball on the Rams' 16-yard line. This time the snap was true, and Lou kick accurate. The Browns won 30-24 and went on to be an NFL powerhouse. Yeah, which they were. Isn't that funny? Now Cleveland not that good at all in the last 15 years, but back then it was always the Browns. They were great. As the dynasty grew, new parts kept the Browns machine running. Groza, now exclusively a kicker, remained until 1967 when he took off the square-toe shoe for the last time. He left as a leading lifetime scorer. In the more than 20 years, only George Blandahead and John Stenerud have surpassed him. Wow, wasn't that something? Lou the Toe Groza. All right, folks, hey, hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks a lot for listening, and we'll talk to you in a couple of weeks, all right? Take care now. All right, Johnny.
Y'all ready for this?
You have been listening to The Don of Sports on the Windy City Hometown Entertainment Network. This program was directed by John DeVita, edited by Stephen Lehman, and engineered by Tony Amato. This program was pre-recorded on Wednesday, February the 6th, the year 2013. Thanks for listening.